Good morning, afternoon, podcast listener, people. Thanks for listening to the podcast. My name is Daniel Sloss, and on this week's episode is Sloss and Humphreys on the Road, me and my co-host Kai Humphreys. We do what we always do. We talk shit. I was really trying to pay attention to today to be like, what do we actually fucking talk about? Like, what is this podcast? Like, because some other podcasts have like aims or stuff like that, or at least like one person will come on and like be like, we're gonna answer these questions today, or we've got these mini games already, or there's like other interview where it's more like an interview based one, and then today I just kept like stepping outside of our conversation and be like, we just talk shite, and if that's what you listen to, which it clearly fucking is at this point, it's more of that. I enjoyed it. I definitely laughed out loads at this one, so. It was a good one in that sense. We had a funny name for it, but I can't remember it. But I do remember saying it, Kai. That's what we'll call it. So it's called that. And we're still doing these intros that apparently make the podcast slicker. Enjoy.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rim job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Just muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
Hello, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So you've just took a hit of your weed pen.
Yes.
And I'm just coming down off the back of the...
We've had a good couple of days because we've been in like the Midwest. So
Is this the Midwest?
I think Chicago's the Midwest.
No, because it surely like around Michigan Lake, that's east.
Is it? I always just assumed that this was the Midwest. Hold on, let's get a fucking map up.
What would the Midwest be? Would Utah be the Midwest? Get a map up.
Oh, maybe that is it. Aye. Now that, like, where are we now?
I think it's a bit west of here. That may be more central. Like Colorado is central.
Oh, yeah, no, this is definitely, so this is, I'd say this is, hold on, this is fucking big. Jesus Christ. So we're in the Middle East.
We're in the Middle East.
We're in the Middle East.
Guys, what a way to discover we're in Afghanistan.
I'm going to say
the tour took a turn for the worst.
the Northeast.
We're in the Northeast.
Aye, we've been making our way from Ohio through to Minnesota over the past 5 days, and Neil's been driving, so we've just been enjoying edibles in the back of cars.
Aye, that 20 milligram one that I had today, that's just right now. It was a bit much at first. Mm-hmm. I watched a film called, have you heard of a film called Surge?
No.
Basically, I was scrolling through Facebook, just doom scrolling, right? And then somebody went, I've just watched a film where the guy's breaking point for his mental breakdown happened while he was watching Michael McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
And
so
I was
it's like falling
down.
God Bless America. Mm-hmm. Man, like, loses his shit.
Loses his mind, right? So, because I was doom scrolling...
I don't think Michael McIntyre would make me...
No, it's like, I know what you're saying. It's not like he was watching Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Aye.
That would be more fitting.
Peter Kay would set me... Peter Kay's a fair set-off.
But I think like the bit of material that he chose was just like so mundane in everything that like this guy had been going through up until that moment. It was like one of many things that like topped up. But I just watched it based purely on that. And I don't know if it was because I was super high, but that film
I already do.
It got so under my skin.
Aye.
It was so awkward. One of the most awkward films I've ever watched is this bloke's just fucking slowly going crazy in London. Because you know, I mean, it's a bit like the Joker in a way, but it wasn't like a DC villain origin story. It was just a dude in London that worked at airport security, just doing the same monotonous shit over and over, and it was just like focusing on all the things that were grinding his gears. But it was like grinding me when I was watching it. And then when he had his meltdown, I kind of had empathy for him. So you know when you just see someone like fucking crazy at the street howling at the moon, it was like you saw how that person got there. And there's so many people like that in London. I mean, LA, when you're in LA.
I was mad. I thought it was mad that you went for London.
No, but it's because it was in London. The film was based in London. So I'm like, oh, right, it shows you the route that one of these guys took. But LA has got it so in abundance. So I think after the exposure to that in LA, then watching the film, fuck, man. I nearly had to turn it off to have a breather.
Well, we should definitely. I mean, I said I would never ever watch it again, but like Cara gets in tomorrow, and I don't think Cara would want to watch it because it's not her type of movie. But maybe tonight after the show, we should watch Uncut Gems.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it now because the reason I didn't watch it was...
we'll take another edible and then make it really
bad.
horrible.
Yeah,
really horrible.
Like,
and you'll not be able to sleep.
Lean into the discomfort of it.
But you'll be glad I showed you it after Vegas. Had I shown it to you before Vegas, I think you would have been mad at me.
Yeah, well, I think another thing that's in my benefit, because it's gambling, isn't it?
Aye.
Like, a good benefit of now is like I feel like I'm a long enough time off the cigarettes.
Yeah,
because we're pretty much train smoking from...
Train smoking?
Train smoking, aye.
Okay,
exhaust on the trains when they were parked up.
No, it was just every time we blew out, we would always go, choo-choo. It's just something we do. We've been doing it for years.
Because of the ball of smoke that
comes out. I like Thomas the Tank Engine. We're both two big fans.
Do the arms.
But some people grow out of it. Others don't.
That doesn't look like it's recording.
No, it does not.
Right, I'm going to sort that out.
Oh, man. He's obviously talking about the camcorder here. There's no way we're looking at... Yeah, that's just opened up. You stupid, balding man. And the only reason I bring that up is because I've not seen Cullen in weeks and I've just not been able to... His girlfriend. Hey.
That's not what I meant to press. That's not what I meant to press.
He shot himself in the fucking foot. He tried to get Cullen, but he got himself. Oh man, fell on his own sword.
I've got to listen to the whole thing now, don't I?
His girlfriend picked his dog. His girlfriend picked his dog. His dog. Baldy. There it is. God, wow.
So
pile of shit. This podcast.
So we've started recording the video now. If you're just watching it on YouTube, then we're going to clap for Brett so you can line it up, and you've missed 10 minutes of what we've already spoke about.
No, 5 minutes.
Oh, it felt like 10, Daniel.
Aye, and it was gold. It was fucking solid gold.
Speaking of...
No, I've got somewhere to go. So after we watch...
Uncut Gems.
After we watch Uncut Gems, because like now you can watch that and like I think you'll enjoy it. We were talking about this earlier. You also have to now watch Marley and Me at some point.
Okay.
Cara will never watch that movie. Cara will never. She's like, I know what it is, and fair play to her. Of course, she knows what the movie's about. She's got no interest in watching it, but you
could you not like trick her into watching it, saying it was something else? How long do you think she would get in before she noticed?
Probably when the titles Marley and Me came up, or she saw a dog.
Just to have it paused from just after the titles and going, all right, we're going to watch Beethoven.
I don't think she'd want to watch. How easily do you think I could trick Cara into watching?
She's pregnant against her will.
That wouldn't, not against her will. I mean, it certainly wasn't.
It wasn't her will.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't not our will. It wasn't not our will.
It was not my will either. Neither of us. No, I can't publicly on the record say I'm very excited by the prospect of being a father.
That's on record. I think everyone fell for it. We'll put that. We'll put it on Instagram.
Get it on one of these buttons.
We should do, actually.
We should.
So I've never seen Marley and Me because I've always just avoided the film. It's like, it's just a bit shite dogs. Who gives a fuck? No, I'm avoiding watching it because I'm like, I will cry.
You will.
I
don't know if you know this, but Peggy will die. So what is her life expectancy actually?
You read it out. It was about 10 years, he said.
Okay.
I think you said it was about...
That's a good time. That's good. My kid will grow up with it.
I'm sweating on my hands.
I know, just at the prospect of Peggy dying.
Wait. I'll get her stuffed. I can bring her onto her. I'll get her taxidermised. So It's death is round the corner for all of us, Daniel. But
Aye.
but what is closer?
Because my kid will grow up with your dog, and then like when my kid's
your kid's gonna be gutted.
Yeah, like 9 or 10.
It's almost worth my dog died for your kid to be gutted.
Aye. Well, I mean, you'll not be in any position to gloat in my 8-year-old's face about your dead dog.
I'd be a fucking mess if Peggy went new, and I've hardly known her. I've spent more time away from her now than I've spent with her. Or about even.
That's true with me and Cara actually as well.
Fair.
That was true for the first 18 months of our relationship. It was absolutely true. Been away for God, what a way easier time in our relationship that was. No, it's not true. That's a lie. I was just trying to look cool.
You failed.
I was trying to look cool and hard. I feel like that's a trend that I think is going out of fashion.
What, acting hard?
No.
I think it's got comedy. It's got a comedy element to it now.
Acting hard. Acting hard wasn't my example, but yes, I don't think that'll ever go out of fashion. I think it's very funny to pretend to be hard as nails when you're clearly not. I like when Cara does it. I like when Colin does it.
Colin does it all the time with Ricketts.
I do it regularly, and I enjoy it because, and I hope nobody ever takes it seriously when I'm doing it.
At the end, then I'm just like, seriously though.
No.
I will hate you.
I forgot that you.
I know where I'm trying to go anyway. What is closer around the corner for Peggy is puberty.
Oh yeah,
dogs go through puberty. And you're better at reading out loud due to your eyes.
Higher reading level.
Either your eyes or your IQ.
Preparing for adolescence. There is no doubt that Peggy... Wait, why is this specific about Peggy?
Because it's from the app.
Oh, wait, from the app?
The app does you because you put the age of your dog in, and it'll send you little updates of what's coming up and where they should be with the development.
This is from Caroline, who's a zigzag dog coach. All right. Preparing for adolescence, there is no doubt that Peggy is growing up, and it won't be long before she leaves her puppy days behind and becomes an adolescent. As with teenage children, this time can bring its challenges, but as long as you're prepared for them, you can help Peggy through this stage of her development without any problems. Hormones. Just as with humans, dogs go through puberty and experience hormonal changes. And just as with teenage humans, you may notice a range of behavioural changes as a result. Increased anxiety /
Here it
fear.
comes.
Increased anxiety, but fear decrease. Inability to listen, learn, pay attention. Sensitivity to touch. Desire to push boundaries or test rules. Oh, she gets that from her father. Apparent forgetting
what about that it doesn't like being touched, and what's that bit about
sensitivity to touch, doesn't like being stroked.
Imagine she didn't like a tummy being rubbed though.
Aye.
That would suck because that's one of my favourite bits. I was saying to Natalie, me and her'll have to rub each other's tummies if Peggy.
Aye. Well, maybe it's not that. Maybe she'll just get. Maybe she doesn't like getting her arse sniffed anymore. You love that as well, though. I get your point. Mm-hmm. Apparent forgetting of previously learned behaviours. I like that. It says not forgetting of previously learned behaviour. Apparent. They're like, look, we've studied this, right? And it does happen to all of the dogs. But we think collectively that they're full of shit.
So it's an act of defiance.
Aye, we're like, look,
I'm not gonna fetch your stick.
Aye,
get that stick yourself, dickhead. Who do you think I am?
The dogs are like, no. It's like when you're a kid and you think you're a way better liar than you actually are, because your parents just let you get away with a lie, and then they laugh about it behind your back.
Spraying the deodorant over the.
Yeah, my parents always knew what I was going outside to do and smoke and whatever. But in your head, you're like, I'm fucking stealthy. That's what the dogs are doing.
Do you think parents absolutely know you're wanking in your room?
God, yes.
Kai's been having a shit for half an hour and he took his magazines.
Aye.
Does he honestly think he's being discreet here?
No, they definitely. My dad gave me a computer. He knew what he was doing. That wasn't why he gave me the.
You grew up with internet porn, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
I mean, the internet was a law. You think the internet is a lawless place now, and it will be. I think the regulations that come in over the next 20 years are probably quite necessary. But the internet used to be a lawless place, man.
Aye. What you said? You're saying you look at child porn? Is that what you're saying? That sounds like what you're saying.
Sorry, I meant more in
you're winking at us. You're picking up what I'm putting down. There's no rules.
No, I meant more in the fact that what you could put out there, people were able to just you would go on and you would want to download Sum 41 Fat Lip, because you're like, okay, and I've now got an MP3, and if I type in Sum 41 Fat Lip, MP3. It'll hopefully give me that.
And then
you're
it'll
not
be a
check-
beheading video.
Yeah.
Or it'll be that
Or,
that
like,
horse fucking a woman to death.
somebody doing something horrible to an animal, somebody breaking a bone, like an airplane crash or some shit. You know, I don't know if I ever saw any of the fucking bestiality ones.
I saw the Mr. Hands video where they're trying to like make a block out with a hand to stop the horse's cock going in, but then like loses his grip and it goes all the way in.
Oh, well, that's very sad.
Aye.
No, I don't think I've never enjoyed watching anything that involves.
Nah, I've always like stopped them videos as soon as I know that they're brutal.
Aye.
Like as soon as I realise what I'm like, oh no.
There's a type of person out there that enjoys watching like bones breaking and like death and stuff.
Like Hostel and stuff.
Aye.
Hey, I was talking about, I
think it's not on.
You know this wave of...
I think it's weird.
It's so weird. You know this wave of, like, at the minute, there's just this upsurge of people who love serial killer stuff. Like, I'm fucking signing autographs for some of your fans backstage, right? That's worth flat zero. I'm not a celebrity, right? But if I went on a killing spree, all of a sudden that adds value to what they've got.
Oh, aye.
Right? The capitalism is driving serial killers because...
Yeah, but they're not going to profit off
No,
of
but
their own.
they're not profiting, but they're not in it for money, they're in it for fame. So that signature going up in value is a significance of the fame. Not the money coming in, but the fame of it. So...
But man, you can't, like, in today's time, to be a serial killer, you're not doing that.
You're not getting away with it.
No,
but you
not for
could
long,
get,
so you're
you
not
could get
getting-
famous off it.
Whoa, it's like 3 or 4. You're
But
never
if you're
gonna-
suicidal or
Aye.
anything, you might fucking...
But then are you a serial killer or are you just a cunt that killed some cunts?
What's the difference?
Well, like if it's like
One's like-
it's going on and like you get
That's even worse if you're not a psychopath and you're dead.
No, but I mean in the sense of like I feel like with the serial killers, like they knew, they didn't know Ted Bundy was his name necessarily at the time. I'm not sure if they did, but like they knew they were after like a monster hunter. Like there would have to be some sort of public, like knowledge of this.
Because like if a streaker runs on the pitch, the camera focuses on the crowd and they show a replay of a goal kick
Aye.
or whatever.
I'm not into that.
Anything to not show the streaker. That means there's less streakers.
Yeah, because it starts giving them attention.
So that said, every time there's a fucking documentary, a podcast, a film reenactment or whatever, like every time there's that, it incentivizes.
I don't know that
serial killing.
I really feel like you're. That's it.
Is that me like on computer games? I'm making all.
I was
is that what I'm saying?
I was just about to be like you were this middle class suburban mum just drinking Pinot Grigio,
When we dug down through puberty.
being like, if my kids watch that, what will they do? Come on, they'll get their ideas themselves. No.
But it does seem like capitalism's driving up serial killers, though.
Sure.
Because there's so much more of an incentive to date for them.
No, because I think it's so much harder to come by the notoriety now. Like again, you'd have to be a
Because there's so many of the cunts.
No, man, you don't name the last fucking the last high school shooters. Name the last fucking 10 of them. Go.
I don't see. This is the thing. I haven't gone down that road.
Vaughn.
I couldn't.
Aye.
I could name all the victims. Oh, what were you telling me that Obama draws
Bush, apparently, allegedly.
draws portraits of,
Yes. Well, I mean,
of fallen soldiers.
well, no. But apparently, Bush, as part of his therapy, because I imagine he's in therapy, draws or paints pictures of all the soldiers who lost their lives in the war that he started.
Does he draw them when they're alive?
Aye. He doesn't have pictures of their bodies. He does not. Like,
He doesn't have the clearance.
No, he was just like, it's part. And I don't know how true that is. It was literally like I got that information from thingy. But it's like whenever people go like it's. I know this is a very.
That was like a hearsay thing, not like a.
No, but it also might be true. But it's also, man, some people just are very, very so black and white in their opinions nowadays. Whereas, they'll be like, right, Obama's a war criminal because of all the, the
Drone strikes
that he did. And absolutely, they did those things. But also, and this is just me, understand that the president or being in charge of any country is an impossible fucking job where you have to make horrific fucking decisions and live with them, and that is the job.
Last minute on like maybe it's even based on misinformation.
Even based on valid information. Here's some valid information. Who do you kill? Is it right to kill? I don't fucking know. These are moral debates.
Stop smashing any buttons.
But these are moral debates.
I don't know.
We've argued for years and years and years and years and years, and everyone thinks their answer is right. You don't. And I'm just saying that, like, it's so easy to just go, oh man, I bet they were all just fucking willy-nilly doing this. And I'm like,
he advised us whispering, and he's sir, just press the button and then draw some paint and they'll forgive you.
Aye. But I feel...
sell them to raise money for Help for Heroes, they'll be grand, they'll come back around.
But I feel, and maybe this is just me being a big fucking softy and a naive fucking parasite, but like, I feel like with, you know, not with Donald Trump, but with every other president, I personally think that they've
had a conscience about it, and they've had PTSD themselves.
Well, no, I don't think they're victims of it. Like, I'm not, no. Like, man, George Bush started a fucking unjust war. Like, that is true. Like, there was no right.
But that must have really affected his mental health.
No.
we're not there.
No. But I'm just not being black and white about it.
Yeah.
Like, look, yes, will he go down as evil? Yes. Should he go down as evil? Yes. But he's a human being, and he's doing his best to live with that, and I believe as well that, like, Obama does, you know, or at least I like to believe that he fucking regrets, and he thinks about all the horrible decisions he had to make.
I'm 100% certain Donald Trump wouldn't be.
Aye.
So
maybe he does. Maybe, man, that's the way their media paint him.
Aye.
But their one is like the media where it's like, it's the Murdochs, and you're like, I know we both have our own medias, but yours is the, you know.
I still haven't seen season 3 of Succession yet.
That's because it's not out.
It is?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nope.
Yes, it is. It came out last Friday. Friday before.
Maybe the first episode did.
Ah, you're being facetious.
Well, no, but you did say season. Oh, wait, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep at the front of your mind that this behaviour will not be forever. It's just for a short period of time. But it'll feel like forever. Okay. The hormonal changes she experiences will settle in around 18 months old, and in some dogs earlier. Signs to expect. At the same time as Peggy begins puberty, her adult teeth will start to settle into the jaw. Do her baby teeth fall out?
Her baby teeth have started falling out.
Is there a dog tooth fairy?
What am I gonna give up? Put her in the pound? Because it's a pound under the pillow.
Yeah, but that was very crammed in. Like there's a pun there, and that's all I needed for that joke to get through. And it scanned, like it got through security.
It was broken.
Aye,
it was disjointed.
Aye. This, alongside with possible growing pains, will be likely to increase Peggy's desire to chew. So be ready to manage her access to objects you do not want destroyed, like that ass, and stock up on even more chewable toys, like that ass. Toys and gnawing. I like to pronounce the G in gnawing.
Nice, good.
Gnawing opportunities. Some puppies seem to suffer from growing pains or joint pain. Seem to dislike touching certain areas or become unhappy about her harness being put or being groomed. Well, I mean, never be okay with being groomed, kids. That's just not. But where can't you touch?
Yeah, but what you've got to do is groom them when they're really young, and then they don't respond to it when they're getting groomed by the actual groomer.
And they're fat, and they don't realise why grooming is bad. Got it. Do I have to read all of this?
No, I don't know.
Sniffing in Europe marking. Oh. She's becoming an adult and she wants to know who else is around and wants everyone to know she's there too. So that she's tagging. That's her being a teenager, but in like a gang. But it's in like a gang that like queefs piss onto walls.
That's a pretty fucking hardcore gang, if you ask me. Like,
is it? Or is it just like a weird...
Because like, what else are they doing if that's what they're doing? If there's a gang of like broads around Ellie. Look, if you're queefing piss onto the wall, I can be derogatory.
No, not in these times of uncertain mental health and, you know, after a global pandemic.
I've just watched Sage. I can see how people get there.
Peggy may suddenly appear fearful or worried about objects or people or situations that she previously seemed fine with. I'm
going to have to say goodbye to my puppy. Bag of rocks, straight in the cloud, get a new one.
You know that one I'll grow up to.
Just keep them on a conveyor belt. Is that what, like, when the cliche thing, like the dog's not just for Christmas? Mm-hmm. Is that actually people like getting a dog, enjoying the puppy phase, and then just not dealing with it when?
Yeah, and just going, oh yeah, this is a really lifelong thing. And man, also
that's the coldest shit ever.
Aye, but man, dogs and pets are fucking expensive as shit, man.
Because as well, I'm so connected to this dog now that she could go through this like little shit period, and I've just got to love her through it. Like, 'cause that's Peggy. That's my little Peggy.
I'm not
my little Peggy poo.
The second my child
hits puberty,
raises his voice, speaks back to me on a single occasion, I will strike him down verbally. But at one point, that'll not be allowed as well with this fucking snowflake generation. You can't even yell at your kid anymore.
You can't even
fucking gaslight your kid anymore. You can't even put all your dreams and all your expectations and all of your fucking failures on this one fresh human life. This fucking snowflake generation.
You can't even say, sit down on the fucking naughty step and think about how you're not aligning with my expectations.
I cannot tell you how much you have fucking failed. I need you to get A's because I didn't. And you have to.
You need
because
to be
it's
an
the
academic.
only way I'll prove to myself that I was capable. It's not by doing it myself. It's by you doing it. You're doing it to prove that I fucking could live a better life than me.
Become an athlete.
Be a better person. Be healthier than I was.
Run 5K in less than half an hour.
Every fucking day. Do it. And do it at the drop of a hat. Somebody mentions it. Fuck your pride. Fuck whatever you're doing.
No smoking. Don't do drugs.
Nah.
Don't drink. I had all of the fun, so you didn't have to. So you could achieve.
Scared me. You scared me when I saw you drinking that beer. My emotions are your responsibility. You made me feel bad. Fucking wrap your tiny head around that. You can't do that anymore. Can't do it.
You've got to have some responsibility for my emotions.
You can't do that anymore. You got to talk to them, read them bedtime stories.
Teach them.
Aye.
Let them discover the world on their own terms.
Well, no, not
within
that.
reason.
Why? I'm not letting you discover a fucking socket with a fork.
No, I've got to learn. I've got to learn.
Oh, we've got to childproof the house, which is...
what if, like, you childproof the house and it ends up also being Cullen-proofed?
2 birds.
He just can't get from room to room.
He starves to death.
He can't cook himself a meal.
Locks himself in the cutlery drawer. Can't get back in. We've got so many because like that. It's a really difficult job to walk around your house and just go, what could kill a child?
Your living room has got the very unique cliff edge.
Yes.
Down into the basement.
Yes.
That would normally not be on a ground floor house.
And do you know those baby-sized holes in the stairs between the stairs? Yeah. Because from down the bottom it looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's fucked. There is the concrete with sharps and cast iron fireplace, which Cara's father has already smashed his face over. And
the adults are smacking their heads off stuff. The kids don't stand a chance.
All the floors are gravel or sandpaper.
You've got like
just because I just like to have grip whenever I walk on the roads.
You've glued broken glass to the walls just to give it a little bit of an accent feature. So the light hits
that's art though, isn't it?
So the light hits it and it kind of reflects it back like green and brown and all the colour of the broken bottles that you hit Cara with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is actually what happens. Like, Cullen will come upstairs and he's just got one bit where he pops his head up, and me, in my drunken stupor, will just like fucking yeet a whiskey bottle at his head. If he ducks in time, it sticks into the wall. Some of it stays there, some of it doesn't. And as time's gone on, it's become like a very like modern day art piece of me and his relationship. And then sometimes I fucking get him.
So you just push him up against it. How does it feel time round, bitch? Are you ever worried that Cullen's just gonna like, I don't know, eat your baby's face like a fox?
Well, if I ever come in during the night and Cullen's inside my child's cot,
pinned down by the baby, blinking for help.
No, not touching it. It's not a sexual thing, but just sizing it up, just to see if
he's tall enough to swallow it.
Yeah. If that happens, I'll dislocate his jaw for him.
Shove the baby down there.
No, we've got to. I am very excited to see how Cullen deals with it all.
Aye. Because we've always called him Uncle Snunky as well.
We did.
He was like, if the shoe fits.
Aye. He's decent with kids, I think.
How's he going to pick the baby up?
Just like a bowling ball.
He just hasn't got the strength.
Aye.
He's just weak. He's a sapling.
Aye.
He's like Robin Aaron.
You've always got there's one point in the baby process where like you've got to be so careful on how you hold them.
Oh, because of the soft spots.
Oh, and because like they've just been suspended in fucking like
goop. Did
juices
you just
or
say goop?
Aye, goop, whatever. All the whatever
fetal goop.
Aye, splooge, gunk, whatever's on the inside, blood, mucus, snot, boogers.
Snot. Is that snot?
Sure.
Is it just like lots of mucus? It's like just sneezes,
why not?
Just sneezes the baby out.
Yeah. And it's easy, and it feels as good as sneezing.
And
Ask
like,
them. Ask any of them.
You're like, hanky, check.
Aye. What was I saying?
You're saying that you've got to be careful how you hold the baby because once they come out of the fetal goop.
Why? Because they're just they're used to being in suspended. They're not used to their bones having like gravity all the way through, and like they'll just and muscles, so they just break
just
at
like
the
that.
end. Aye.
They're just like, oh
You
shit.
turn their heads, you
I
break
haven't
their
used
neck,
muscles yet.
you drop them an inch. But after like 3 or 4 weeks, it's definitely more than that. There comes a point when it's like, okay, they're holding their head up now, they're getting better at it. You still got to be careful, and then there's one point when you can throw them down the stairs,
and then they just start
very durable.
Do they just one day just start going, right, I got this, my head's all right, woo, yeah. And they're like, in the balance it, and they're like, oh, sweet.
Aye, and Ben, that's the best time. Like, you ever seen those videos of like, a chicken always keeps its head still no matter how you move the body?
Oh yeah,
that's how they
like
design all those cameras, the movie cameras, to stay. That's what you can do that with babies early on.
Can you?
No.
Like one of them gimlet. They call it like a gimlet or something.
I don't know what they're called as pieces of equipment, but no, they can't.
No, babies.
Why?
When have I ever seen you just like moving a baby around
Just
like that?
focusing on a tit.
That's a big sigh. Are you okay?
Oh, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, we've just been doing road trip part of the journey where we've been like driving through
Different places.
different parts, like around Lake Michigan, like Chicago, where we were last night, Madison,
Madison,
when I was in Minnesota.
Oh, we had Jeffrey Asmus open up
Oh, he's so fucking
for
funny,
us in
man.
Chicago. He's very funny.
He's got a special on Spotify that you can listen to for free called Prodigal Little Bitch.
Aye.
And
make sure you do, when you listen to that, make sure you do the right thing and that you do not accidentally put it on fucking shuffle. Because your Spotify's normally in shuffle.
Yeah.
But if you listen to a comedy album out of order, it doesn't fully change it, but it like certainly fucks up.
Totally fucks it.
You know, the flow. So he's fucking class. Definitely listen to that.
And I think that's the best title of any special ever.
Oh, really? No, Jigsaw.
What was Jigsaw originally called? That wasn't originally called
So question mark exclamation mark, because that was like something.
Because that's what you were doing at the time when it like so now.
Yeah. So
If, what?
So many stuff.
It's super trendy.
No, I was just doing things I say because I always used to say like
ampersand
now, and I would say so, and I was like, well, I'll just do that then.
Yeah.
Catchphrase comic, you know me.
Yeah, because I'd heard of that special before I'd heard of him because I'd spotted the title and I loved it.
Prodigal Little Bitch.
And funny man, class crack backstage.
Aye, and he fucking smashed the gig.
He totally smashed the gig. And I couldn't believe that he'd said that's the biggest gig he played because he suits that kind of gig so fucking much.
We're very big and important.
Aye.
We make dreams come true.
It's true. We're gonna make your dreams come true.
Well, that's a bit.
Now, what do you want?
Nope.
What do you need?
Nope. If we're gonna make it, we're not. I'm not making the fucking the regular listeners get any fucking promises of free shit. These fucking free cunts.
Got to get them out of Patreon first, and then you're like,
I'll suck your dick on Patreon.
Suck your dick.
Easy, long time, short time, however long you want. Fine.
Just for the minimum £3.
Aye.
For the minimum £3, you can queue up, run the block, and Daniel suck your dick. Even if you haven't got one, you'll just mime. You just mime next to your vag.
Some people actually prefer that.
If you want him to mime deep throat next to your vag, you do it for £3 a month.
That's one of my favourite Jeffrey Asmus lines. It's not his best joke, but it was just a favourite line in it. Which is, he's like, I figure I must be pretty good at eating pussy because every time I eat a woman's pussy they always say, that's enough.
That was
just
about
a very little throwaway tag.
He had about that later as well, about if you're complaining that you can't breathe when you've got a mask on, that's a pretty surefire way of telling everybody no one's ever sat on your face.
He's so good. Listen to his fucking special and then tell him that you discovered him through us, and then he will owe us for the rest of his fucking life. And what happens then, even if we take our foot off the accelerator and we decide to slow down for a bit, it means these seeds that we've planted of comedians that are going to be successful in the future,
they'll remember
in their heads, they'll remember
There's
us.
no altruism here.
They'll be like, I wouldn't have been there today if it wasn't for Daniel Sloss. And then my legacy's pushed up because
this is an
now
investment.
somebody more successful is naming me is one of the reasons. This is what's going on under the surface.
And then they end up
of
like being
any act I do. I'm calculating. I've never done anything nice for anyone.
He's going to end up on the couch of some late night TV show in America.
You think I'm nice? I'm playing 4D chess
constantly.
Constantly in the back of my head. How can I manipulate every person?
You're waiting for me to fucking bear some fruit at some point. Man. At what point did it sunk cost?
Well, no. Recently, you started doing the podcast. You know, yeah. You know, you've. I mean, I knew. I believe that. Fucking Jesus Christ!
Like trying to start a lawnmower with no petrol in it.
Do you miss your wife?
Aye, a lot.
Aye.
It was a birthday this week.
Oh, aye.
And I just
41 again.
I never been kissed. Virgin. Calling me white for virgin.
I know, it's such a weird. Even also after being married for several years, there's no need to, like, any religious law. Like, even religious people are looking at you like, you fucking dweeb. Like, devout Christians are looking at you like, oh my God, what a fuck. He's choosing. He's been married for 3 years and he's not bucking his wife. Jesus.
Just so
what a fucking loser. Anyway, I'm going to have to dress the same as my friends and sing a song and cry about God. But that guy is a loser. That is the biggest loser. Yeah, no, I'll give all my money to this wizard in the sky. We'll wear the same clothes. I'll cry at songs. Come on. What a fucking dweeb. Doesn't fuck his wife. 3 years in. Mad that.
We do other stuff. Like hold hands in the park and whatnot. Get a dog.
Well, because that's the one bit that is she got Peggy too soon. Which is, had she not got Peggy, she would have been on the same flight out tomorrow as Cara.
She said that we kind of resent Peggy for that because it's a friend's hen party throughout this week as well, so she couldn't have done this specific week.
No, I wasn't going to take out. I wasn't going to take out on the fucking dog. I was going to take it on your wife's shit planning.
I know, but
we would have a different fucking your gung ho attitude to get off. You're easily to like flip on one of your things on a dime. Your ability to just.
What do you mean, my scruples?
Aye,
my morals, my code.
Yeah.
What,
you had like even just a week longer of just fully flipping and just turning your back on yourself, then maybe just by a couple of weeks, Nally would get to come out tomorrow.
But then I'd have a different dog, Daniel. Things would have went differently, and and Daniel. It's meant to be. It is meant to be. I believe in fate.
My favorite thing about you showing me this thing about your dog getting
pubes.
Yeah, is also I knew that, and I think most people knew that.
No. I knew about it too. I knew about the periods. I knew about the disobedience.
But at the start
that's the first time I've read about it in length.
Aye, but there was a part at the start when you got Peggy when you were just like, she's good as gold, we just got the best dog in the world. I'm like, aye, that'll last.
That's on record.
aye.
She's just the goodest girl.
She's so good. I'm like,
she doesn't want for anything.
I was like, alright, you'll be fucking gold.
I just wait until a teenager. That was you. was you, aye.
That was me,
the
genuine.
teenagers are going to break your heart. They'll start dating boys. Just
Or
wait until they
girls, or
start
girls,
dating.
which I'm fine with. I don't know about you, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
As long as they didn't wave them for me. That's what you were like.
What do you miss most about your wife?
I'm not ashamed to say the cuddles, the human touch, the human contact, Daniel.
Are you telling me?
My love language is contact.
Aye.
And all I've had is climbing into bed with you in Vegas. That put us into negative equity.
I get that, yeah.
I miss having actual conversations with her, because a lot of the time it's just like texts when she's doing something or I'm doing something, and we'll have it fractious. She leaves voice memos, which is good, and I'll leave podcasts for her and you guys, which is good.
Aye.
So we do get to hear each other's voice a lot. But just having a bit of crack with her.
Oh, that's fair
She's
enough.
good. She's good banter. So aye. Do I have to say it? The shagging.
No,
Yeah, did we have to say it?
no, I wouldn't have assumed that. Looking at either of you. That wouldn't be what I missed.
I miss just climbing into bed like at about whatever 10:30, just having a quick 3 minutes of missionary,
Aye.
crack my joke, straight back to sleep.
Just do. There is something
I
to be
miss that
said.
hair spooning us to sleep afterwards. I was not to apologise. I just miss that sort of stuff.
I get that you've got to be romantic all of the time. You know, it's part of a long and healthy relationship is, you got to put the effort in for each other and make sure that you give it the time of day and that it doesn't become all old and bored and stale. But there is something to be said for can we just give a fucking quickie, would you?
Aye.
Come on, be reasonable. I can't be arsed. Come on.
Because I'm going for a wank. Do you want in?
Do you want to be on the other end of my wank? I'll be on the other end of yours.
Can I look at your tits instead of porn? Oh, answer. I could be halfway up the stairs. I could be there. I could be. I'd have my belt undone by now. Yeah, your hand is back here. It's fucking my time you're wasting.
Come on, all right. Your loss.
Do you want to watch? Yeah, shall I shut the door? Shall I leave it half open? In case you change your mind. I'll not lock it.
Where are you going? What do you mean, where are the car keys? Fine, I'll lock the door. Not the house door. Oh.
What are you looking for those keys for? We're going to have a bubble.
Do you want me to last longer? Is that what you're after?
You don't want to. You don't want one of me quickies with coke, Dick. Defeats the fucking point.
Cookies with Coke Dick. There's the name of the episode.
Quickies with coke, Dick.
Quickies with Coke Dick.
Not fetal goop.
No, fetal goop sounds like something Gwyneth Paltrow rubs in her nipple to ensure that her baby stays vegan or whatever.
It also sounds like if Pro Evolution Soccer had Beetlejuice on one of the teams.
All right, it was a bit left field, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. Good night, did you? You're like him, an easy audience.
Aye.
You must be looking. You must be looking most forward to about.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
I got someone to laugh at me fucking quips.
But one of the reasons, man, I get what I'm like. I can go real long lengths of the time. I'm a social camel, right? You can talk to me. This will be good. We could not talk to each other for the next day.
Aye.
I'd be grand. I do enjoy our conversations, but should there be any reason where we just didn't talk to each other, I wouldn't give a fucking shit about that.
Aye.
Cara is more like she's a catalyst. So and
she's gonna have a chat.
Aye. And I'll join in because
and I'll be like, where the fuck have you been for 3 weeks?
I do feel the way. I'm like, you've got near at the moment. You guys talk. You guys laugh together, and I nod and I'll listen to the conversation.
I have a great time.
You do?
Man,
I enjoy listening to the pair of you talk. It's very nice.
Isn't that around?
Aye, have a wee play there, but I'm just not for it.
Both love eggs in the morning. We're on a little breakfast tour, me and Neil.
Aye.
We could have a little talking food blog. We'll find out. We'll do a little bit of research of where does good brekkies. Aye.
We need to do a bit more because we need to do pancakes because I've been cock teasing myself with ice cream all week.
I keep catching you looking into the fridge
Aye.
and then not buying.
Well,
you're just there like you done it like at the hotel when we come in last night. You like stopped and you glanced at the fridge, saw the ice cream, and you went, nah. And then you carried on walking. And then this morning I'd been to the toilet in the service station, and I come out and you were just like arms folded, looking at the fridge, and I looked at the fridge, and it was all like cookie dough and that.
That's my version of the strippers, mate.
You've been proper fucking cock teasing yourself with dairy.
I just because I like because we've been on edibles the entire time, and I'm just like, man, I've already I'm very aware that like a lot of the times I've substituted fucking Powerade for water. Right, I should have been eating some of the apples, but what I've actually done is I've gotten some fucking crisps, and I'm always like, man, you're already in deficit, right? You're already in the worst shape the bit, and I'm fine with it. Like it's like we've got plans. It's the end of a pandemic. I'm happy with my husky weight. I can't keep.
You can't expand on it.
Nah,
you can't do the gallon of ice cream a day levels.
I can, but I can when my pregnant fiance arrives. If I'm gonna be doing this, if I'm gonna be eating fucking shit, it should be with somebody who's also gonna be like, right, let's eat shit together.
She's got such a sweet tooth, sort of like we're gonna have
such a sweet puss.
That's why I put a baby up. I keep hold of it.
Aye.
And destroy it at the same time.
It's weird. It's a real.
Like, I need to keep this puss forever. The only way to keep it forever is by ruining it.
Yeah, it's a real. It's like it's the only bit I remember about
It's Sophie's choice, but that's not what Sophie's choice is.
It's like Tenet.
What?
In Tenet, he wants to destroy the world or whatever it is because if he can't have it, no one can. It's the only thing I remember about that immensely shite movie.
Tenet, Christopher Nolan's Tenet.
Aye, it was garbage. Probably not garbage. He's almost done for me. He's had.
Is that you're saying a vag is like Tenet because you put the sperm in and then it's going to come back out?
No, I mean it's back to front. David Tennant.
David Tennant is done with me.
What's his fucking
Christopher Nolan.
Thank you, Christopher Nolan. Right,
is he on 2 strikes? Is he?
He's on more than 2 strikes.
Is he on like decline?
He did the Prestige,
I said that
which
like
was great.
American.
Hold on, let's get the order up. Okay, the actual order of the movies, and we can be like, all right, so that was good, and then he starts just getting fucking stinky, and I'll forgive him occasionally, but
is his budget's going up?
And also
is his
like
budget's going like
he's doing right. You know how I keep saying like the reason comedians become shite is because they become so popular
that the audience is never neutral.
Yeah. Right. I think what happens with directors is you get so popular and you do, especially if you're like Christopher Nolan, where you just keep doing outlandish shit.
You just believe your own hype and stop trying.
No. But people, right, imagine when he was going around with fucking Prestige or Memento, right, where the whole thing's backwards, and they were like, Chris, this sounds fucking mental. He's like, but fuck you, believe in me. And then he got turned down several times, and then he got it made, and then it was a huge success. So the next time he goes in with the Prestige or fucking Inception, and they're like, Chris, this is mental. He's like, fuck you, I was one that did it. And he eventually gets it all the way through.
He reached too far.
And at this point he's like, I'm just going to keep getting more and more fucking mental. And the studios this time are actually right. They're like, man, this is garbaggio. Like, this is just not.
So read out the order of them, because I think you got it about right. Interstellar was in there after.
Aye. Well, yes, but some people.
I like Interstellar.
I liked Interstellar.
You didn't count that as one of your strikes, did you?
No, I did not. Right. So we go from Memento. Good, fine, great. Right. Insomnia, I didn't enjoy it too much.
I haven't seen either of those, you know.
Memento's very good.
It's hard to come by.
Aye. Then Batman Begins. Superb. The first
I love that.
Aye.
That's probably my introduction to him then.
Then The Prestige, one of the greatest movies of all time.
That.
The Dark Knight, another one of the greatest movies of all time. Then he goes Inception, Class. Then he goes Dark Knight Rises. Oh my God.
I think that was a step down from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so do I. But
it was still like ballpark.
Aye, still in there. And then Interstellar. Right, so that is.
I was still on board.
And I know some people will be like, "Oh, Dark Knight Rises," but go fuck yourself. So that is.
He's got Hands in My Back.
1. I will not include Insomnia. If we're not, even then, if we're not including Insomnia, it's 2, 4, 6 in a fucking row, and with Insomnia, it's like 9.
Crushing it
in a row. Then Dunkirk.
Ooh,
I watched it, and I'll never watch it again.
Yeah,
I'll never watch it again.
You're right.
I've got no desire. I've seen it once. It was fine. I will never watch it again.
Great cast. Tommy Shelby was in it.
And then, this is his second strike. Why do I think he's done more than this then? Because then Tenet.
Oh, so it's only Dunkirk and Tenet that's...
Dunkirk and Tenet. What do I feel he did more shit than that?
Did you watch someone else's film thinking it was his?
Or maybe he was a writer on something that I thought was fucking pish.
I think you might have watched...
Oh no, he was also involved with Man of Steel. So he can go fuck himself.
Oh, really?
Aye. But just as the writer.
Aye, but that's not...
Oh, yeah, and he was a producer on Zack Snyder's Justice League, so he has done, in the past, and Batman v Superman. All right, yeah. Oh, and Transcendence. I knew he'd fucking been involved with shite. Christopher.
What's his next project? Did it say on there?
No, it did not.
But
if I were to guess,
it's getting dark.
That helps.
This video is going to be pitch black.
Aye, and it started off shite as well. I reckon Christopher Nolan's next project is going to involve old and aging Michael Caine playing some sort of reluctantly tired, but then also reluctantly brought back into the game. But the game is like some sort of science. I feel like he's going to go tarot cards next. I feel like
he's going to go really supernatural with it.
Oh no, because he does. I guess he pretends that he stays within the realms of physics because he's like, that's smart. I'm just going to double check this shit. And then again in Prestige, he did actually go all the way out. No, actually just do straight up fucking cloning.
Aye, and in Inception, like what the fuck's in them briefcases? That's some magic.
Aye.
So
he's got too big for his boots. That's what I think.
You want to have it out with him? Should we get him on the line?
Do we have him?
Yeah, I'll just dial him in.
Chris, tell me where you're calling from. It's just him in tears.
I'm one of your dads on the Patreon.
Oh, God.
We're going to LA next.
LA tomorrow.
Again, we've been back and forth to LA, but this is for the actual gig.
No, it's not.
No, we're not going to do the gig then go to San Andreas and then...
No. So tomorrow's a night off.
San Andreas.
And then San Diego and then back to LA and that's when we're doing the gig.
And then we'll go to San Francisco.
Aye.
Yes.
And then Portland, I think, and then like Phoenix and then Denver and then some other places and then the South. And to everyone that's come out to any of the shows so far, thank you very much. I mean, there's not been a bad show.
Nah, they've been class.
They've all been really, really good. I have been doing a very long periods of time on stage.
Well,
I've gone over, I shouldn't be fucking doing 90.
I've started getting shit done while you're on stage now. I'll go back to the hotel, I'll go to the gym. I'll fucking
just got so much to say. And I'm such an interesting person. And
you've made sure you don't get encored anymore because everybody needs a piss.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Also, and the reason I did that was to make sure that nobody knew how little I got encored. I was like, I've got to make sure that they're never going to want it.
I've got to be encore proof. I've got to get home to the babysitter.
Yeah, you can't fire me. I quit.
Yeah. And you've been doing you have been doing a sort of encore, a VIP book Q&A.
At some of them.
Some gigs.
And there's some left. I think we're doing one in...
Where you go and sit cross-legged with your turtleneck sweater on and start talking about your inspirations and stuff.
Yeah. So what made you want to write the book? The deadline that they gave me. Interesting. And what was the tone? God, I've not... I once watched a Twitch clip of Lemmy listening to Radio 4 doing a review of his book, like a book club of a bunch of old people. And I've got so much respect for him for being able to do that and just listen to people very honestly, but obviously misunderstanding it because it's not for them, it's not the fucking target audience, but them break it down in this pretentious way. Fair play to him for being able to separate himself far enough from the art to... I don't think I could do it.
Could you
even if I fully disagree with people, right? And could
you go to a book club about your own book?
No, but
I know of one that's about to happen.
Oh, what?
Do you not want to be on it?
No. That sends the thought of that sends shivers down my spine.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh, gross. Put me on stage.
I would hate it if like there was a group of people workshopping about my comedy, about my set, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll come in and just chat about my set. And,
Man, put me on stage in front of 3,000 people. I'll not give a shit. I don't want to see fucking 6 people just dissect, like actually dissect, but gross, no.
So funny.
Not for me.
And somebody brought one of your books in for you.
They did. Well, no. They didn't. Well, they brought in with the cover made it look like mine, and it was one of those wee stash books. And then
so they hadn't hollowed out one of your books.
No.
They put the cover, they put the sleeve on that. That's perfect. Sweet.
Yeah. So they didn't actually desecrate my book, which is fine because it is actually I've managed to make it a crime in some of the states that we've gone through. Like I've got it just it's very easy to get things pushed through as a religion in America. This is the birthplace of Scientology. So I've managed to get through my book as a holy book. So if he had actually hollowed it out, straight to jail, no trial.
And like a really old like religious jail as well, like the Tower of London type jail. Yeah.
And the only way he would be allowed to escape was if he had grown his hair long enough that he was able to sort of abseil down it. Not that she does in Rapunzel.
And Rapunzel abseiled down Daniel, and then she was like, "Fuck's sake, no, I'm doing here." But how am I gonna?
Why would she want to get back up?
How am I gonna get that down? Oh, they could cut it.
No,
it's like abseil. It's going to be tied onto something pretty tight to take your body weight. You're not going to climb doing abseil and then pull it and it'll come down. Otherwise, you would have just fell.
Oh, you can tie it in a way. I'm sure you could tie it in a way. People, man, you tie a hammock together and it makes a fucking thing. Like, trust me.
But tugging one end doesn't pull it down.
But you know that rope climbing is only like one rope, and that's all the way through. And they managed to do all the things.
Carabiners. You clip the carabiners on.
But there was a time before.
You've seen Rapunzel use carabiners?
No, not Rapunzel. Certainly not Rapunzel. I'm telling you, the fucking bitch from Tangled could do it.
Oh, the spin-off.
Aye. And Tangled is up there. Is one of the. I think it's very underrated.
I like that one where the Brave, the Turn into Bears.
Aye.
So that was a good one.
Aye. I like that one. Cara hates it, so she won't watch it with me.
You fucking love Moana.
I do love Moana. Openly love Moana. What? It's so good. Anything with The Rock in it, it's just good. And I know that's just me, like, at the very raw end of, like, fucking capitalism, just sucking on the biggest, most obvious dick. Like, I'm fully plugging into this system.
Would you like to see him have a political career?
No.
Would you buy into that side of capitalism?
No.
That the wrestling guy who made a few hit movies.
No. Well, he did come out recently and say that he would not ever, because somebody was like, look, everyone keeps saying that, because all the polls come out and were like, if he ran for president, 52% of Americans say they'd vote for him. And he was like, man, no, I'm not like, I appreciate that.
Like Will Smith was in that pocket once where everybody kind of wanted him to.
And then his kids became fucking weird. And we were like, oh, you can't raise your kids. Well, I mean, it's not the fact that he can't raise his kids properly, it's the fact that
they were born into a world where it's hard to raise them properly.
And then also the media selected some stories for me to consume, and now I think I know about Will Smith and his private life and his abilities as a parent. Like, it's all, See, look how self-aware I am. Isn't that good? Look, I'm growing. Huh?
You call it hypocritical when I do it. When I grow as a person.
Well,
like, you've turned on your scruples.
I don't think I've ever said scruples. It's always you that puts that.
I do keep putting scruples in your mouth. It kind of devalues all meaning. By giving it a silly word.
Your father
my dad, Kev,
has a bullet for my Valentine tattoo on his lower back, and there's some cling film on it, which means
just got done.
It's fresh.
got it done on Friday.
I know.
He makes us rub the E45 cream in.
Smells like nappy rash cream. And the Panthen, that's the other one.
Where is it on his body?
On his lower back,
aye. So that's why he gets me to do it. I was worried in case he was getting me to do it and he could reach. Your dad rings his dream catcher out into a bottle, so if it's a good one, he can drink it before bed. And if it's a wet dream, he can drink it before the dentist.
Your dad.
You gonna set the fire alarms off?
No. You'll have set the fire alarms off. We're in your room, sucked in, cunt.
There is your credit card at the desk.
Well, that is true. Also, there's proof that it was me. Your dad doesn't believe in stopping at air quotes. Why not air question marks? Air brackets.
Your dad spent his whole time in Vegas on chat roulette.
Your dad can put a Malteser in his mouth and have it come out his bum as poo, but he can also put a Malteser up his bum and have it come out as a Malteser. But he's never made it past the second stage of Britain's Got Talent.
Because it takes about 6 hours to pass through.
Just,
He's
oh no,
stood there in front of the judges. He's already off after 45 seconds.
Well, the only way he can't do it is to get the first Malteser out, he's just got to put more and more Maltesers up.
Until eventually
Aye. Somebody once explained to me that's how electricity moves so fast. That's the way you've got to picture it.
The Malteser up the bum until it comes out your mouth?
No, but if you imagine a tube filled with marbles and you put one in this end, this one doesn't get to the end of this tube instantly. This one has just pushed all the marbles that were in there. But you've put one in here and a mile away, one's instantly come out. So that's...
because it's pushing through like water.
And I don't know if that's accurate, but that's just how somebody explained electricity to me one time. And I was like I can visualize.
And if you pour water in there, it pushes through.
No, marble makes more sense. It's more of a visual of like a single unit thing.
Single unit.
Aye.
When your dad sits down for dinner, he lifts up his plate towards you and says cheers, hoping that you clink it back.
Your dad's Dungeons and Dragons character is your mum with bigger tits.
When the clocks went back, your dad stayed completely still for an hour because he didn't want to gain an advantage on his fellow man.
Your dad sucks.
Is that you wrote that?
I meant it. I didn't, Kev. I don't know if you still listen to these, but I hope you know I love you dearly.
Wow. When we're doing the weekly shop, your dad gets in the seat of the supermarket trolley. Sometimes he can't get back out, so we have to put him and the trolley onto the 20p right at the exit.
Okay.
Because he can't get out the trolley.
Otherwise,
he fucking cries the place down.
Aye.
That's just fucking kicking off.
Does sound like him.
Aye.
He does do that.
He's in the trolley just screaming, flailing his arms.
Aye.
And then we put him on the tractor ride.
Calmed right down.
20 pence in. Just moving back and forward, just oohing.
Aye.
I'm like, fucking hell, we're going to run out of 20 soon. I'm getting the cash point, drawing out like 300 quid sometimes.
Man, at one point, those are going to
get change, put in that change machine.
Man, at one point, those are going to become fucking cash. Like wireless.
Contactless.
Aye, that's
contactless bumpy tractor rides.
Aye. Well, man, they're not going to stop putting those. Man, homeless people already have cards, reading machines where you can put like money in it to like Venmo them. Which I know some people turn their nose up to that, and you're like, well, no, man, it's perfectly reasonable that somebody's got a fucking bank account,
get some cash
and
back,
can't afford a fucking house. Like that's
get yourself some cash back.
Aye. Like, don't get me wrong, the downside to it is I can never pretend I don't have money anymore. Especially just you're like, oh man.
You're patting your pockets going, hi, I'm using Bitcoin the day, mate.
Sorry, man. It doesn't look like we're in a place with good signal. Like, if you'd found me at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I'm wheeling in like flour and fish and that.
Sorry.
Bags of grass and that.
I've actually, all my money's tied up in land.
I've got gold, Zal, I'm using it. No, I can't give something. I wish I hadn't said gold.
Aye. Yeah, no, it's just.
No, you can't have any of me gold.
No.
That's preposterous. So anyway, there we go. Did a little podcast for them.
We did. Aye.
Do you want to do the new exit song for the podcast? That you wrote, that you're going to perform solo?
You're trying to get me to... Do you think we're in an improv trip and you can just...
I just want you to improvise a song. That's a good start.
No.
Oh.
No. I'm not musically talented, nor lyrically inclined.
Okay.
I'm also just a big lazy cunt.
You're next to the stop button. That's the only reason this is still going.
You're going to make me do the fucking intro now.
Go to stop first.